Hey, how's it going everybody? My name is Cadbilio and welcome back to the latest installment of Cutscast, where I'm going to kind of turn this series into the documentation of frequently asked questions. And I've got a few topics to talk about today, so we're going to get right into that. But before you ask, where exactly is this series going to go? It's pretty much just going to be a continuous question and answer, but not in the usual way. I'm just going to kind of take topics that I think are interesting and that I get asked. So not your typical Q&A, but pretty close to it, and just things that the community has asked me over time and I would like to address. So here we go. First one I have right here is, who inspired you to make YouTube videos? How did you get into YouTube? Yada yada yada, all that jazz. I'm sure you've heard that before. I got into YouTube, I've talked about this before, but I started with my friend. We made Minecraft videos, and that is pretty much how I got into it. We we did alright as a small channel goes, and I pretty much just got really into Minecraft, and that was the first game I posted on YouTube, and that was on different channel with my friend. Like I said, we did dual comms on Minecraft, very cool. Well, we thought it was cool at least. And yeah, we did that for about 8 or 10 months. We had a really high production rate though. We had about 10 videos a week at one point, so we were pumping them out and people enjoyed that. Definitely posting on Reddit and Planet Minecraft, if you were doing that kind of thing, is very helpful because that gives you a lot more exposure. Second question, which I get asked all the time, is how do you record TF2? How can I record TF2? Help me, please. And I'm actually in the making. I did one a while ago, but I deleted it because it wasn't very cohesive. A lot of people didn't understand what I was saying, so I am now in the making of another one, where I'm going to teach you guys how I record TF2 without any software. But if you do want to just go find a tutorial right now, I will be making one, but just search TF2 demo recording or source engine recording, and you will get your information there. Do you play other games, other source games? Which is kind of two different questions, but do you play other games? No, not really. I play a little bit of Minecraft now. I don't really play it anymore. And I also play a little bit of Tribes Ascend. Otherwise, I mean, I'm not very good at Tribes Ascend, which will probably be the reason I don't make any videos about it. But honestly, Minecraft, Tribes Ascend, TF2 are the only games I play. I used to, my internet was out. Here's the story. My internet was out for a while, like 5 or 6 days, while I was getting this new computer made because I didn't have Ethernet routed into my room, and I played on my Mac. I played a game called Bomb Squad. So if you have a Mac and you are willing to pay $5 or $6, go buy Bomb Squad. Have a lot of fun with it. It is one of the funnest games I've ever played, and you don't usually expect to find those on Mac, but there you go. App Store, Mac, very cool game, and I really enjoy that game. I still play it today, and it's very low everything on your computer. Very cool stuff. Really enjoyed that game. Going back into TF2 topics right now, do you think that, well, I've got a couple of topics about it, but overpowered items. Are any items overpowered? That's kind of the first question. And then, is the engineer just overpowered altogether? He has the Thompson, he has the gunslinger. Is he just the most overpowered thing? He has sentries. Is he just the most overpowered thing? Does he fit? Would you remove him? All that jazz. First of all, overpowered items, no. I don't think there are any overpowered items. If you see competitive TF2 players, you think all the overpowered items in pubs, if they were really overpowered, everyone would use them in competitive. You could also argue that competitive does kind of limit the weapons. Sometimes you can only use, default weapons, but it does limit the weapons that you're allowed to use. Restricting weapons like, they don't let you use like the Thompson. Some, leagues don't let you use the Wrangler, etc., etc. But if, like, the Phlogistinator was that overpowered, then every Pyro and their mother would be using it in competitive. So, no, I don't think there are any overpowered items, and that kind of segues into the next question, which was, is the engineer overpowered? Mini sentries on pubs are pretty destructive. However, if they were that overpowered, I mean, engineers in Highlander teams would be slinging them around everywhere. Not saying they don't, and in most leagues, I don't know how it actually works, but I think, from my knowledge, Gunslinger is banned in a few of them, but engineers would just go 100% Gunslinger if that was the case. So no, No, but the Pomson is definitely. If there was one exception to the rule, the Pomson, destroying Uber, destroying spies, is kind of a pain to play against. And I know a lot of competitive players that, play a pub once in a while, they always say, oh, I'm not used to facing Pomsons because I play Highlander. So there you go. No, I really don't think there are any overpowered items, honestly. And if there were, they would be deleted fairly quickly. Also, Valve tests all their items, like, over and over again in the beta. Like, their detonator was tested. Like, their detonator jump used to be huge. You actually used to be able to rocket jump as the pyro, which was very cool in beta. Same with the Tomislav, that was also in beta. So a lot of cool items came from the beta, and Valve does test a lot of their weapons. So there you go. No overpowered items. Next question, which you will hear fairly often as a YouTuber gamer: do you play Call of Duty? Do you play Modern Warfare 3? Do you play Battlefield? No, not really at all. Like I said before, I don't play any other games apart from those 3 that I mentioned, honestly. And I have no interest in buying any of the Call of Duty franchises or Battlefield or anything. Not a console gamer either. Yay for PC. So no. Gunslinger Pomson already. How did Cutbilio come about? And this is, it's one of those stories where it's a bit weird to talk about honestly, but the way Cutbilio as a username came about was I used to be very into Top Gear. Top Gear is a show about cars if you have been living under a rock. And I used to love Richard Hammond. He was like really awesome, and I don't know, one of those childhood things. I loved Top Gear, just cars, all that jazz. And in one of the big books of Top Gear, they changed his name to Hamando, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. Let's just change some letters and turn it to Cutbilio. It sounds like Commando, and that makes it cool, right? Yeah, sure. And basically, it's just continued ever since. Cutbilio, Commando, Hamando, everything is where it's at. So that's pretty cool. Next question, and second last question. No, the last question actually, here you go, is what would make TF2 better, or what would ruin TF2? Kind of the same question, kind of 2 questions made into one. What would make TF2 better? Honestly, I can't think of anything. I've tried to think of this for a long time. Valve are just the geniuses. They are the brains. They are everything behind TF2. And honestly, if anyone took the reins off them, it would be completely